Hi everyone and welcome to Thank Card It's Friday. Today we'll be using a window sheet which I've cut just as a card front only, and I've cut a little bit extra to have a little flap here. Not too sure if it's quite visible, but what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to make a card using a window sheet. So it gets a little bit tricky because it's so transparent. It's you've got to be careful what you stick on here, because if you use dimensionals you can see it at the back, vice versa. So there's a little bit of more thought that goes into making a card. I've already stamped the flower arrangement from the Bordering on Romance stamp set. Because I've copy coloured this, I just didn't want to focus too much on this. I wanted to focus more on the actual card itself. Okay, so when you buy a paper pack, Stampin' Up! Have this really thick, nice piece of sturdy cardstock. And I'm actually going to use this and cut it out to adhere to the back of this, because it's quite a thick white cardstock and I really would like to have this as the back of my card. So I've put a strip of red sticky strip, and using the flap side down I'm going to hold it flush against the card and then adhere down. So the sticky strip you can see on the back, but what we're going to do is we're going to add a designer series paper on the back of that, so it's not so prominent that you've used a sticky strip. Okay, so that's so far the construction of the card. Like that. Okay, so I've got some designer series paper here that is from the Delicate Doilies specialty paper, which was from last year's catalogue. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, I've cut two the exact same size. The first layer is going to go on here. I'm better off holding it like this. Sorry about my sleeves. You can see my sleeves. I'm actually getting ready to go to work this morning. So that's the first layer, and because you can see the back layer and you can see the tape slightly, and it's so, because it's transparent, I am going to put the exact same designer series paper towards the back. Of this cardstock. So I'm going to make it match so you cannot see the tape. Like that. Alright. Okay. Also got a little 1-inch strip that I'm going to adhere behind here, because you can also see this sticky strip. And I didn't want it to be so visible. Like that. So the theme then follows towards the back, which is kind of a good thing. Okay, so now I'm going to start adhering to the front. I have got a pool party cardstock here, and I'm just going to adhere that down. What I am going to do is run it through the Big Shot, and I'm going to use the hexagon embossing folder. Hexagons are really in at the moment, so I'm going to run that through the Big Shot. Alright, so before I adhere this down, this is what it looks like. I'm going to grab some sticky strip, and I'm going to place 2 sticky strips on either side of this embossed cardstock, because I'm going to use some white satin ribbon from Stampin' Up. This is Retired, one of my favourites. Sorry that I'm using Retired products. I just the reason for this card is for a work colleague. We're celebrating her magnificent journey in completing a certificate that she did for our workplace in Body Corporate. So it's such an achievement, because she's quite an inspirational young lady, so it's good to have someone like that in your life. And I just wanted to use a stamp set, and this one I've got the idea. This is the Hostess Retired stamp set. Sorry about the Retired again. This one's an amazing, awesome, talented you, and I just think that's just her to the T. So I'm going to use that particular image sentiment, but before I do that I just wanted to make sure I get that right. Okay, so then I'm going to use dimensionals on the back of that. Right, so I've stuck some dimensionals on the back of the floral image that I've coloured in. And I'm just adhering that down. Alright, so grabbing the sentiment, I don't want to go overboard with this card because at the end of the day, the card speaks for itself. It's, you know, a different type of card. So I just want to put the sentiment down. Okay, so I'm just going to put the sentiment approximately where I want it. And then I'm just going to use some washi tape to adhere both these down because it wants to fling open all the time. So grabbing my Elegant Eggplant ink, I'm just going to stamp the sentiment. Such a cute little sentiment. And line it up as straight as I can. Oh, just gorgeous. Okay, now I can untape. And also what I'll do is I'll grab my bone folder and just repress that down to make sure that will go down again. Nice and flat like that. So it is quite a simple card, but I think to use some window sheets as an extra element to your card. And if you want, you can always adhere some extras at the back as well. But I think having the designer series paper out the back, hiding the actual type of sticky that you use, is fantastic. So there you go. Thank you for watching Thank Card It's Friday. I hope you enjoy this simple and effective card. Have a lovely paper crafting weekend. See you later.